right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, the last time we played, it's been quite a hot minute, so I'll go ahead and give y'all a little bit of a rundown. So we started off on the Sea Serpent, a vessel, very small vessel, carrying artifacts to an unknown museum, helmed by Cedric, the captain, Swabby, and another boatman. Also on this ship was Kaito Stormbringer, a blue tiefling storm cleric who is normally found on the seas, and he was found checking the inventory, where we started our other two individuals of this campaign, playing a very serious game of hide and seek with Roland, Rock and Stoner, staying extremely still throughout the majority of the start of this campaign, to the point of almost statuesque appearance. Unfortunately for him, Pyrite was found out fairly quickly, and him having not much money to his name, was pressed into service as a historical cataloger and trustee of inventory management of this ship. After another check by the keen eye of Swabby, Roland was finally flushed out of the bottom of the deck and ran outside, where he found not many places to run. Tried to climb up the mast of a very small ship, ended up getting quickly taken down by Swabby and the captain, and the other boatsman tied up and then set to sit in the hot sun until he learned better. After a bit more talking back and forth, the captain found it necessary to release Roland, whether it be out of the kindness of his heart or that he just needed another free hand on the ship. That is yet to be seen. But before all of the good talkings could get underway, y'all were set upon by a musty, crusty, barnacle-infested ship of zombie pirates. These rapscallions boarded you, spat on you, stumbled around, but were very swiftly and efficiently cut down by the three of y'all. You made it out without too much damage done to the ship, but it could not go on too much longer after the zombie pirates were taken out, and the ship was sunk by the harpooner, which I'm pretty sure that was Pyrite, right? That was shooting the harpoons? Or was that Kaito's?
Oh, me, baby. No, yeah, Kaithos was the one shooting the, I thought it was like a ballista.
Kaithos was plugging at him with the ballista gat.
Relentless.
And the ship sank. No zombies. They all said "yarg," and that was the last thing they heard before their hole-filled, rotten bodies were swallowed up by the sea. The ship continued on sailing, and you ended the session docking right into Sandside, which is where we will leave into the campaign. So, session 2, you guys open up into Sandside. You will immediately notice, I won't have y'all roll perception checks, that Sandside is a little fishing village. You see thatched yellow roofs. It really gives Sandside a kind of a bright look, despite it being kind of run down at the moment. The houses sit on stilts as waves crash upon the banks. Docks stretch far out where you see old lobster traps, fishing nets, and a couple of other very lonely looking ships in the harbor. You don't see too many people on the streets, but if you actually give me a perception check, all of you real quick.
I'm doing it.
Yeah,
Is that a fucking 1? No. Okay, we good. Do you still need us to tell you, or can you could see it on D&D Beyond, right?
Hold up, I might be able to see this.
18.
Here we are. Alright, Kaito's got 18, Pyrite got 17, and Roland, did you roll?
I did.
Oh, you got the
I got
10. You got the 10. Okay. So, Roland, you're kind of taken in by the crashing of the waves, and you're trying to get your sea legs back. You're still shaken up by having those zombies kind of scratch you up. You think you might be getting an infection, but Kythos and Pyrite immediately your ears perk up, and you hear the sounds of swords clashing and screams coming from the far east side of town. You hear.
Pyrite, do you hear that? That sounds like some swordsmen that are much less skilled than I am. Maybe I should show them how it's done.
So Pyrite, I'm assuming you run off and towards the direction with your sword ablazing.
I run after him.
Kythos chases immediately. Roland, what are you doing?
Where the fuck are you all going?
Okay, so in order to keep up with the group, everyone runs over to the east side of town where the shots are coming from. When you come to the east side of town, you see that on the edge of town there are fires erupting. A couple people have been cut down, and you see shoddy-looking spears and a couple of swords sticking out of villagers. You see them freshly cut, freshly wounded. And you also lay eyes upon 3 goblins. Roll another perception check as your eyes meet these hideous beasts that are cutting down these villagers.
Quick question. For the sake of understanding, did we get a chance to short or long rest?
Nope.
So my health is still the same?
Yes.
Oh shit, okay. Gotcha. Noted. Important to know.
I mean, Ron, if you're worried, I'll have you go ahead and roll an investigation check.
I'm vaguely worried, but I'll roll an investigation check too.
No, roll an insight,
Oh.
or whichever. Take the roll of this and add your insight to it.
So it's a 9.
Okay, a 9. You're worried about your wounds, but these goblins, they're still healthy. I mean, if you've had bad experiences with goblins before, you might be a little bit shaken, but nothing more than that.
I will remember that.
But also, since Roland and Pyrite, you notice that these goblins aren't really like any of the goblins you've seen before. They're a little bit more blue, and I'll leave it at that.
Great.
So I'll have all of y'all go ahead and roll initiative as these goblins turn around. They snarl at you, and you see sea foam emerging from their mouths as they grip their rusty scimitars and begin to lunge at y'all.
Okay,
Where's
so
initiative at?
That's just going to be your dex. You rolled d20 and it should be your dex.
Early
It's right underneath your proficiency bonus at the top. 8.
Oh, Dex. I see it. Okay.
In goblins.
3.
Alright, well, goblins are killing us.
Don't worry, goblins are not that fast. Let's see, do I have my...
Surely.
I'll go and just put this on a notepad.
All I gotta say is this is typical goblin behavior. You just come into a well-meaning society and you attack and you kill.
Pyrite, you know
We're living in a society.
Can they hear this?
The goblins, they don't heed.
I hope they can.
Yeah, they don't heed your commentary on goblin culture and goblin way of life as a
Socioeconomic.
Yeah, so
That's good.
all right. Initiative roll. So you got an 8. Roll 8. Kai got a 3, and Pyrite got a 10.
Let me just load one plate.
Alright. Real quick. Here we are. Initiative, they have a +2. Alright, so one got a 17.
Alright, well, that's great. Fantastic.
17. One got a 7.
Alright.
Alright, and one other one got a 11. So 2 goblins go before y'all, and the 1 goblin goes after Kythos. After Pyrite, excuse me. Alright, so goblin number 1, I'll have both of them go on the first turn since they're both like essentially the same initiative. So both goblins, they kind of form like a triangular format. They pull their swords out of the nearest villager that they've cut down, and they turn to, I'll go ahead and roll a d6. 1, 2, they go after Pyrite. 3, 4, they go after Elan, and 5, 6, they go after Kythos. 1, they're going after Pyrite. So both of them start lunging after you, Pyrite, and they both roll to hit. All right, they got a they got an 11 and a 9. They both miss. So both these goblins, they're foaming at the mouth. They have like bloodshot eyes, and they snarl. They hear you make this comment about how goblins do nothing for society, and they say, "We do plenty for society. Watch, yeah!" And they dive at your
blue-collar
ankles.
goblin workers.
They peek their microphones and fucking.
They all have like worker shoes. You see, they have Dr. Scholl's workman shoes on. They're the blue collared workers of this industry. So, but they both miss. So they stumble back. You definitely dodge out of the way, and that means that it is your turn, Pyrite. Go ahead. What are you gonna do? Both these goblins just missed on you. There's one that's kind of hanging back, waiting to see what happens. What you doing?
I want to attack one of the goblins that just tried to attack me.
Alright, do you want to go after just Goblin 1?
Yeah, let's do Goblin 1.
Alright, so go ahead and roll to hit.
Alright, so remind me, if I want to use the Great Sword, I roll the 1 to hit with that, right?
Yes.
Alright, I got a 7.
A 7 does not hit. So you quickly turn around and you aim at this blue-collar goblin, and you try to hit him, but he, like yourself, definitely moves out of the way, and says, "The power to the people! The power to the people!"
Look, that was just a warning shot. You need to be well aware that I can and will be dangerous.
You can be dangerous on your own time. I work for the union.
Got music, man.
Oh, man.
Hey, what an intense union busting thing.
So that leaves Roland. So Roland, that's up to you. These three Goblin Union workers they're all scrambling about.
Are they like remind me again, just the metagaming, not really. Like, do they have their weapons drawn? Like, does it look like they want to kill us?
Yes, they have.
Okay, then.
Okay, let me set the scene one more time. There
No,
are
that's all I
multiple
needed.
dead bodies around. There's screaming and fires burning, and these goblins pull their swords out of somebody else and jump at you to attack you.
This could be a big misunderstanding. We could be the
Maybe it's friendly. Maybe
The
they're
goblin in
friendly.
the back that hasn't attacked yet said, "Yes, this is very friendly," he says, and he has like a sack of gold that's obviously not his, and like a chunk
All
of
right.
money like dripping from
Who's
his teeth.
who's the closest to me?
That
I
would
can
probably
see?
be Goblin 1 or 3.
All right.
Goblin 2
I'm
is
just-
the one that's sitting in the back. He's a little bit chubbier. He's taking a little bit longer to catch up to the front.
I'm doing front goblin. Goblin number 1 closest to me. I'm gonna go to stab him in the
1.
face.
All right, go ahead and roll to hit.
All right. Hold on. It's been a month since I played this. Is that dagger? Yeah. Let's just dagger this. That ain't hitting. It's a 9.
Yeah, the 9 also doesn't hit. So you swing at this goblin, and you like your doubt of if these goblins are truly evil or not like clouds your vision for a second. You see just for a second this goblin with like the biggest puppy dog eyes, and he blinks up at you, and you just like you hesitate for a second, and he like just moves his head to the side, and you can't hit him. He's too small.
What about the bonus action of the second dagger he didn't see coming from my left hand?
You can roll it, but you don't add your proficiency bonus to it. Unless you've taken feet already, which I don't think you have.
No. So. Proficiency bonus.
2
so,
dagger.
That's just a regular d20 then?
Yes.
Yeah,
D20, I think, plus your dex, but not your proficiency.
Okay. I'll just add +2 to this. Yes, roll to everybody. I'll mentally add +2 to this, so that'd be 13.
13 hits.
Fuck
Alright,
yeah.
so you swing around, and again, you do not add your proficiency bonus to the damage either, you just add straight dex and the d4.
Okay,
Dagger.
so... Yeah, so it's still a 1d4 +2, right? Because my
Yes.
dex is +2.
Yes.
Alright, cool. Let's find out. What's the damage? 3. 3 damage.
3 damage to Gabo 1. Alright. So
To Gabagool?
Gabagool. Okay, so there's Gabagool, Gabagoni, and Gababool. Gababool's the one in the back.
Uh-huh.
So Gabagool.
Wait. Can we name the guy? Can we name the guy in the back? What was it? Bigga Beans.
Bigga Beans. So Bigga Beans. He's a little bit fatter. His tits are like swaying in the wind a little bit. See him? He's huffing and puffing. But they're all wearing hard hats. They're showing up to break up the construction union riot that's halting business. So really quickly, Roland, like he shakes his head real quick, and he eliminates all doubts from the mind that these goblins are not actually evil fucking gremlin creatures, and takes his second dagger and cuts this goblin right across the face, and he rears back and like, ah, my greatest asset, the ladies, all the goblin honeys I'll never get anymore. And after that, Bigga Beans in the very back, he's gonna start running up. He has a big rusty ass mace, and he's gonna take a swing on you, Roland. Yeah, you just cut this man right across his face. He's gonna aim for your toe.
Great.
Does
here
a
fucking go.
Wait, does a 15 hit? No,
Yes.
does a 13 hit?
No.
Okay.
Well, it matches it. It matches it.
Matches hits.
Oh, well, I guess it does hit then.
It's alright. He's only gonna hit you for, let's see, 1 minus 1. He's only gonna hit you for 5.
Oh my fucking
So
god.
so Bigga Beans is kind of a burly goblin. You see this man, like, he huffs and puffs, but he's been charging this up like a down smash for the longest time, and he just lets it go right when it's done charging and lands right on your big toe, and that son of a bitch hurts. You know for a fact that it's gonna swell up.
Oh, I know it hurts because I'm at 2 health right now. So.
But after that, Kythos, you see your buddies. They're getting kind of swarmed by these goblins. What you gonna do, brother?
I'm looking at my action list, and I think Guiding Bolt makes the most sense, right? Because it has the highest hit plus number.
Guiding bolt him.
All right, I would like to Guiding Bolt. What goblin did Colin attack? Or
Gabagool.
Gabagool. Okay, I'll attack that one too.
All right, so go ahead and roll to hit Gabagool.
Okay. 12.
A 12 does not hit. Is this just a what did you add to it? Did you add?
It just says 7 plus 5 equals 12.
Okay, yeah. So you already have rolled your 2 hit bonus. Alright, so you blast this guiding bolt. It just barely whizzes past Gabagool's head. You see that, like, as he rears back and he's like clutching his face and trying to staunch the bleeding, he just barely gets out of the way of this guiding bolt. And he has one good eye that's not cut by Roland's sword, by his dagger, and he aims it right at you, Kaithos. And he raises his scimitar. He says, "I'ma get you, bitch."
I like stockholders' equity.
Well, guess what? My equity gonna go in my pocket after I'm done taking it out of yours. So that goes to the top of initiative order. Gabagool and Gabagoni is gonna go after. I'm gonna roll that d6 one more time.
Go after me.
Gonna go after Pyrite again. So they're both again, even though their hatred is unfounded and unbelievable, they're both gonna swing their little scimitars at you, Pyrite. So roll twice.
Look, I know not to expect logic from union workers.
Does a 17 hit?
Yeah, my armor is 14, so 17 would hit.
Alright, so they're both gonna hit.
Oh dear.
And it's gonna be a 4 and a 5. It's gonna be 9 damage.
Oh, I only have a 7.
Well,
So Pyrite gets cut down, and you see both these goblins. They do a double team. That one of them goes right behind Pyrite. The other one footstools him, and he stumbles over and lands on Gabagoni's mace, and he's immediately knocked out. So that leaves Pyrite. Pyrite's knocked out. Roland, what are you doing?
can I help him up? Like, is that how does that work
Actually,
for
Pyrite,
5e?
go ahead and roll a death save.
I was gonna say, like,
I just click on death save.
Yep.
Where's death save at?
Should be at the very top.
Okay, I clicked on death save. What do I have to do
It's a
now?
straight d20. And if you roll I think a 10 and up, it's a positive. If you roll a 10 or below, it's a 1 for the negatives.
Alright, I got 11.
Alright, that's 1 for the positives.
so
Alright, so 1 success.
am I able to help Pyrite up?
You'll have to do a medicine check.
Okay, how good am I with +1?
I guess, Roland, as you're helping him up, go ahead and roll a straight luck check. Let's say 15 to 20, something good happens. 15 and below, something neutral happens.
Noted. Just a straight d20. Right. No modifiers,
No
nothing.
modifiers.
Please be like a solid 20. A fucking 2. Alright, well,
So
GG's.
nothing happens. So go ahead and make your medicine check to try and stabilize Pyrite and bring him up to 1.
Alright.
He's
3.
alive.
That does not do it. So Roland is trying so hard to staunch the bleeding. Nothing's happening. He's just shoving his hands in the wounds.
He's stabbing me with an EpiPen.
He's like searching through your pack, Pyrite. He's like looking for any medicine you might have. He finds your EpiPen and your inhaler. He's using both of them at the same time.
They're gonna all die.
Alright, so that's Bigga Beans' turn. So Bigga Beans is gonna pick up his mace and he's gonna go after you, Kaithos. He knows that Roland has already gotten some chips on him. You go ahead and roll another a luck check.
Okay, let me roll luck check real quick. Sorry, where's luck on that?
That's just a d20. Just roll a d20.
Oh, d20, okay. Let's see what I roll. 8.
Nothing happens. So, yet again, the tides of fate are quickly pulling away.
We should not have got off the boat.
What the fuck? I mean, we just walked in town and suddenly y'all are chasing fucking goblins.
So Big of Beans is going to go after you, Kythos, and he is going to run up and try and tackle you and get you in a grapple. You're going to have to make a contested strength check.
Bring it, bitch.
Alright, he rolled an 11, and he has a minus one. He has rolled a 10.
You said you want me to roll 10?
Roll a d20 and add your strength to it.
Okay. My strength is -1. I rolled a 17.
Alright, so you beat him in the grapple check. You push him away from you. He does not get you into a hold, and you're able to make an attack on him. Go ahead and start swinging on this man.
Alright, let's
Actually,
do it.
Roland, since Big of Beans ran away from you to tackle Kythos, you get one opportunity attack on him. Go ahead, roll the hit.
Alright, let's find out. Please be like a nat 20. Fucking 7 probably doesn't hit.
Yeah, 7 does not hit.
God, these rolls. Alright, anyways.
So, Kythos, go ahead and do what you're going to do.
I'll do a guiding bolt.
Do you have a healing spell?
Do I have a healing spell?
Do you?
I don't think I do.
I'm dying!
Can I... Wait, I have spells. Healing Ward.
Got healing word.
Okay, I'll do Healing Ward on the downed teammate.
Go ahead
Oh.
and roll how much you heal him by.
Just roll a d20?
No. You roll a d4 and you add your spellcasting modifier, which would be a that would be a, I think that's a +1. No, it's a +3. So roll d4
Okay,
and add 3 to that.
Okay, I got 5.
Alright, so Pyrite, you pop back up with 5 HP, and you're right back in the battle.
So, let me just...
Welcome back.
So Pyrite, you hear like a soft dulcet tones of Kythos' voice as he pleads for you to get back up onto your feet. This rejuvenates
Get your
you.
ass back up.
He says, "Get your ass back up," and that gives you enough energy to pop right back up and steady your hand on your blade.
8. Never been feeling better than right now. We're here to take down some leftist.
Some blood pours out of your mouth. Alright,
So,
goes to the top of initiative. Gabagool and Gabagoni, they're both gonna go after. Let's roll that d6. They're gonna go after Roland.
Oh, fucking great.
Alright. They're both gonna roll to hit. One of them rolls 18, one of them rolls a 22.
Which means
Assuming they hit.
both do. Yeah.
I won't roll damage. You're probably gonna go down. You got 2 health.
Yeah.
What they might both roll 1s on their damage. All right, I'm gonna see if they roll 0 damage on both of their scimitar attacks.
Doubt it, but we'll see. I'd like to have some faith. Yeah.
They both rolled 4s.
Well, I'm down.
So
I'm down.
just as soon as Pyrite pops back up, Roland is immediately, he's tabletopped as well by these 2 goblins, and he stumbles over backwards.
For God's sake.
And he crumples into a little pile. Alright, so Pyrite, on your turn, go ahead, roll luck, just roll d20, and we'll see if something good happens. I'm lowering the DC of this because y'all are rolling like shit.
oh, okay, that's a 7. I thought it was a 1. Just a 7.
Do you guys need to, like, refresh your D&D Beyond pages or something? Please? Okay, so nothing happens, but Pyrite, it is your turn. One of the goblins does have damage on it. He is not looking great, but the other ones are still fresh.
Who is it? Gabagool that's already hurt?
Gabagool.
I'm gonna...
Yeah.
Alright. I'm going to try to hit with my greatsword on Gabagool.
Alright, roll to hit.
There we go.
That hits. Roll your damage. Thank God. All right.
Finally.
So like after getting downed, Pyrite, he grips his sword. Oh my goodness. All right. So what I'm going to be doing in this campaign, I'm going to be adding cleave damage. So what cleave damage does is if you outdamage the HP of a creature, it will continue on to another creature. This is just really good for mobs, small enemies, so you don't have to spend a lot of time trying to hack everything down if they all have 1 HP. So,
Alright.
Pyrite, you pop back up with rage in your heart and immediately grab your greatsword and describe how you take down 2 goblins.
Let's see. So, first of all, I'm getting up and I catch glimpses of their union cards, and that just really upsets me.
They're laminated.
So, and like they're so proud of them, they have them pinned on their shoulders. So I like go up to Gabagool. I just raise my sword and I bring it down as hard as I can, just slicing right into him. And I don't realize that who's the guy who's behind him?
Gabagoni.
Gabagoni is right behind him, and the sword just continues to like slash into the front of him.
So you cut both of them down, and Bigga Beans looks up. He says, "They were arguing for the healthcare package. Who's gonna get it now?"
And you don't need health insurance where you're going.
Oh, Bigga Beans, he looks at his hands and he says, I was about to have a child. I needed that coverage. And, but it's going to be Roland. Roland, I'll let you go and roll a luck check as well. If things are going back into your favor, but roll a luck check and also roll a death save because you're down.
Yeah. Luck first. Surely I'll get a 20. I mean, I got an 18.
Alright, you got an 18. So, in the distance, you see a large shadow running at your party. And this large shadow is quickly going to launch an attack at this other goblin, Bigga Beans. And that, plus 3, that would actually hit. So he is going to deal 2 damage to this goblin. So out of the like nowhere from around this building, this dark shadow launches a throwing axe. It whizzes through the air. You see it, Roland, as like your vision starts to fade a little bit. You start to like dip in and out of consciousness. But you see like Bigga Beans, like he gets up, he's upset, but an axe like hits him squarely in the shoulder, and he stumbles back away from you. Go ahead and roll your. Did you roll your death save?
No, I did not.
Alright, go ahead and roll your death save.
Where is that? Is it?
I just realized it's Bigga Peas, not Bigga Beans.
Whatever. It rolls off the tongue.
Where's the like I see the saving throws.
You just have to roll a d20.
Yeah, you can just roll a d20.
Okay, I thought there'd be a button right next to the fail success. Okay, yeah. Get a little sleepy myself. 14.
All right, that's 1 for the saves.
All right, sick.
All right, so that is Bigga Beans. So Bigga Beans, he has his axe in him. Both of his friends just got quickly cut down by Pyrite after he thought this dude was down for a fact. He's right in Kaitos' face. He's going to attempt a shove action on you, Kaitos, and try to get away. So this is not a contested check. I'm pretty sure this is just a solid strength. He needs to pass your armor class. He does not pass, so he weakly throws one arm against you, says, I have to get back to upper management. But his arm quickly...
I am the management.
Oh, you're the representative from overseas! And his arm crumples back onto him.
What did they say? What they say in is it Megamind, where it's like, I would say under new management.
Yeah.
So, as a bonus action, since goblins have slippery escape, he is going to disengage and run 30 feet away from you, Kythos. And that's going to be the end of Big Beans' turn. But, the start of your turn, Kythos, what are you going to do?
Well, he's 30 feet away, but I have a guiding bolt that has a range of 120 feet. I want to light his ass up if I can.
Max, I'll just let you know this dude has like 4 HP left, and Guiding Bolt does like an average of 6.
No
it does
survivors.
an average of 9, excuse me.
No survivors. We gotta kill him.
Okay.
He knows too much.
Roll the hit.
15.
15 hits. Go ahead, roll your damage. This dude has an axe in his shoulder and he's stumbling away. His like all of his stuff is like falling out of his pockets. He's like stumbling. He's like his sandals are like falling off of his feet as he's skittering away. Dust is just getting kicked up behind him. And he's like, "Oh God! Oh!"
So you said roll to hit. Is that a D4?
No. Your damage for Guiding Bolt I think is 3d6s.
3D. Okay.
Yeah, roll. Let me see.
It's actually 4D6s.
Roll your 4d6s.
Also
Nope.
15.
This fucking fight.
Roll
is
15
going
damage.
So piss poorly.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get this guy tries to shove you. He does not. And he barely is able to scramble away. You immediately turn like a robot, like a turret. And you just point at this guy. And he just explodes like a bright. Like, it's the scene from Watchmen. This is fucking Rorschach at the end of Robin. And this dude is paced. But that ends the fight.
Shit.
So Roland is still down. I mean, I won't let you
help.
roll any death saves, but you guys have to roll medicine checks to get him back up. But at the start of the turn, that's going to be the Shadow's turn. You guys see, not Roland, I guess, because you're on the ground, but you see this giant fat pig man with a greasy apron and a battle axe at his side, like bends down, and he's gonna try and stabilize you, Kythos. He does a quick. Let me actually pull up the stat block real quick. I don't think he's going to be that great. He adds nothing to this, but he just needs to get a 10 or higher. He rolls a nat 20. So this dude comes down and he picks you up and he gives you he kisses your boo boo. And you are stabilized with 1 HP almost immediately. The rejuvenating smell of grease and home cooking food as this big pig man picks you up does. Don't worry, little guy. We're gonna get you to a safe place. You guys look like you've been through a lot. Gather up as many of those wounded as you can and follow me. We're going back into town.
I appreciate the help. I think we can take it from here.
Well, I'm taking your friend from here. He needs some help. And plus, the big old pod is the best place to sit down and have a refreshing drink after a goblin raid anyway. It's the only place that's not been too badly burned by the torches of the raids.
Oh, I wanted to ask, can I check that dude I exploded like 30 yards away for gold or something?
Check. Yeah, you can check all the goblins for gold and stuff. So just go ahead and roll a investigation check.
Okay. I got a nat 20 minus 1, 19.
All right, well, so you got a nat 20?
And then minus 1, because the investigation I have is minus 1.
The minus 1 doesn't even come into effect. Nat 20s and nat 20s. So you find the last little bits of gold that were looted off of these villagers, and that would amount to just about 20 GP. These are not really wealthy people, but one of them had like a little bit more. The others had like 5 each.
Okay. I say we use this gold for a drink at the tavern.
Wait, did you take this gold off of the dead citizens or off of the?
Wait, I thought I was doing it off the goblins.
Yeah, the goblins stole them from the people.
Oh, okay. Well, then we can't just let money go to waste.
Not exactly sure on the legality of this, but
I'm like dying on the floor, and I'm like, like thumbs up, good idea. Take the money.
look, I don't normally associate with pigmen, but I almost died back there, so I think we should go with them.
I agree. Should we? Do we also need to revive anybody before we go?
No, I mean, you see like one or two injured people that are on the ground. The rest, like, there's like 4 or 5 in total. Like maybe 1 or 2 are like clinging onto life, but are able to like get onto the feet and help them up.
Okay.
All right, so
Yeah,
you walk with the wounded back to the tavern. Roland, you are in this pigman's arms, and you make your way back to the the big old pot. All right, so kind of in the center-ish of town, a little ways from the water, but not too far that you can't hear the sounds of the sea. You see the big old pot pub. It is a cozy little ramshackle tavern. It's obviously seen better days, but above the door swings an old, dirty sign, swept by sea salt and wind, where it looks like a big pot full of stew, and the pot itself is gilded with a little bit of bronze to kind of bring out a little bit of shine. As you enter the pub, there are a bunch of scared-looking villagers huddled up on tables, kind of in the corners, eating bowls of soup and a little bit of chunks of bread. The proprietor of the pub, the pigman himself, sets Roland down on one of the high chairs and grabs some rags from behind the bar and starts dabbing up his wounds with it. As he's done doing that, he throws the rag in another pile of rags that is just kind of in the corner. One of the piles is labeled clean. One of the piles is labeled dirty food, and one of them is labeled dirty blood. And they both look equally as large. But as you guys sit down, you see the big man, as he's done tending to Roland's wounds, quickly turns around to a large bubbling cauldron where he produces 3 bowls of a enticing-looking soup and sets it on the bar as you guys come into the establishment. So, I don't think I've seen y'all here before. If you are new in town, I guess I should make introductions. Sorry I couldn't be more accommodating. My name's Hoover, and this is the Big Old Pot Pub. And he's sending you gestures to the room. It's not as lively as it usually is, but, you know, the people are scared, and they just suffered from a raid, so what can you do?
Sorry, did you say his name was Hoover?
Hoover. Just to describe him a little bit, he is a fairly tall pigman, about a little over 7 foot, tusks. One of them is chipped off, but has been replaced by just a little bit of nickel, providing a little bit of shine. But his skin is a little dirty. His hands are clean, but minus the slop from the kitchen and the one where he, you know, cleans the mugs in. He has a big apron and leather trousers, but other than that, walks around barefoot as his hooves clop onto the wood floors of this pub.
Oh.
And actually,
just got here.
Actually, Kythos, since you're a sailor, you might have gone to this establishment before, so go ahead and roll a history check.
Oh, interesting. 11.
So 11, you have maybe visited Sandside once or twice, and you might have heard of the old pot pub from, like, traveling through, maybe from shipmates, maybe from people that you've sailed with, but you've never gone here yourself. You do know that, I guess as a general knowledge of things, being a sailor and with the 11, that Sandside is usually pretty bustling with fishing this time of year, but it usually is not described as this rundown and ramshackle as you guys have seen coming in. Also, you've never heard of goblins being a real big problem either.
Bartender, I need to ask you. I may or may not have come into this ever back in my sailing days, but what is going on with Sand? I don't remember any goblin attacks in my days. I remember it being a lively fishing port and a lot of commerce, a lot of song and drink and dance. I mean, we almost died out there.
Well, a sailor in these parts is kind of rare. Most of the sailormen in this town have gone to shore as storms have been wrecking our coastlines, halting trade, keeping fishermen in their homes for fear of damaging their equipment. So it's their choice to either starve to death in the safety of their own homes or risk their lives for a little bit of cash in order to eke by a meager existence. It didn't used to be this hard, but with the storms and the goblins, we've just been barely eking by. I'm only able to keep my doors open because whatever little food everyone bands together and we put in this old soup here. It's not much, but as long as everyone pitches in, we're able to keep mouths fed and people warm, but that's pretty much it. We're losing more people every day. I mean, just now.
Well, I may be able to help you a little bit there. I may not look it, but I actually do have some controlling of the storms and the lightning and thunder, and this may be able to help Sandside a little bit if it pays a good price.
As you say that, as you say that, his ears perk up. When you say good price, it kind of like you see a little like hesitation come onto his face, and he thinks about it for a moment. He says, "A good price might be more of a fitting bill to fill from a different town, stranger. But if you were to help us, I suppose that we could try and find a couple valuables that the goblins haven't taken. But I don't have much in my pockets, and you can check that most of these folks don't have much either."
I have a couple questions.
Yes. What would you like to know? He's kind of spit shining a cup as he talks to you.
All right. So, first question: is this soup supposed to taste like coins, or is that just an effect of the short range guiding bolt?
I think there might still be a little bit of blood in your mouth, sir, and you notice that your nose is totally bleeding into your mouth, and you've probably been tasting iron. Now, you best not waste that. Now, that's a good source of nutrients. Maybe if you put that blood in a little bit of flour, a little bit of spices, I could make a solid blood pudding casserole.
I never want to eat anything you make again. Second question.
He takes a bowl and downs it immediately.
Second question. So we encountered some like zombie pirates, and they seem to have a storm that came with them. Do you think these storms are caused by people?
As you say zombie pirates and storm, he kind of just he squints at you and he says, "Are you sure you weren't concussed on the way in here, son? Are you sure you're all there? Zombie pirates?"
No. They can account for it too. Well, I mean, Roland's kind of gone right now, but Kaithos, he can account for it.
Roland, you're conscious, by the way. You're fully stabilized, so you're just propped up in a chair. You do not feel great, but you're conscious.
I'm serving as they do.
I can more than corroborate what's been said. In fact, I harpooned a ghost ship full of zombies about 6 or 7 times.
While they're yapping, I'm like looking around the room, like looking for any trinkets or odds and ends, as they say.
Alright, so Roland is looking to steal from the destitute. Cool.
Not steal, just, taking a look around.
Oh yes, just unattended doodads and trinkets. You see a spoon.
Perhaps, yes.
You see a shiny
Maybe.
spoon.
A shiny spoon. Can I, ascertain its worth just from, looking around the room,
No.
feeling sick as shit?
Nope. It looks like a shiny spoon.
Take it.
I'm not taking it. No, I refuse to take it. I continue to sit back and kind of just listen to the scene playing out. I don't need to also be describing the ghost ship we fought.
Alright, so as you guys describe the ghost ship, I mean, Hoover, he's taking it in. It's like, it's not the first time he's heard, sailors tell stories about, the sea. But he's taking it with a grain of salt. He says, that sounds like quite an adventure, boys. The storm part is what interests me, though. I'm surprised you were able to make your way through it. Most ships, when they hit one of those storms, they end up crashing on the rocks to the northeast of here, whereas where we think that the goblins are hiding out.
How do you think we got all the way back here to port?
I mean, I know that a couple people from the ship came aboard. I mean, they stopped in for a little bit of a drink, but didn't stay for too long, said that they had to continue on with their quest. If you want, they're still in the harbor, but, I mean, they didn't seem too eager to stick around. And as you guys are still conversating about all this, happening, through the doors runs in a very worried individual. So, hold up, this is the Goblin Ambushes plan again. Let me check. We're not in
They're back.
God, they're back.
They're back.
There we go. Alright, sorry about that. So in runs a very worried, kind of middle-aged gentleman. He's a halfling. He has a gold fluffy shirt on and some kind of muddy cloth trousers and some pretty worn boots. As he runs through the door, Hoover looks up away from y'all and says, "Now, Gideon, what's all the racket about? What you running in here for? Don't you know these people are scared and we don't need any more trouble than we already do?" And the worried halfling, he runs up. He says, "The captain, he's been taken. The guardsmen, they're all over the place. But when we tried to chase down the goblins that had taken the Shamishir, and he kind of falls to his hands and knees and he's heaving. He's like, but he's gone. The captain's gone, and Shamishir's gone with him." And at the mention of Shamishir, all of y'all roll a history check.
Oh boy. Really, this will be my nat 20 of the day.
9.
Okay.
15.
15, alright.
I got 19.
Alright, 19. So, Pyrite, you would definitely know that Shemisir is the name of the Princess of Vaderon. She is not really just coordinated, but she had her name, the LeBlanc. She's Shemisir LeBlanc. The LeBlanc family is the kind of de facto ruling power in most of Aeloway, but in specifically Vaderon, they are one of the more powerful families that sits atop of this council that oversees most of the political doings that happen in Aeloway. In Vaderon sits a lot of the heads of families from different cities, different factions that all come together and they talk about current conditions, current decisions, but the LeBlancs especially oversee final making decisions. They carry a lot of weight with them. Pyrite, you would, Roland, you wouldn't know most of the dealings with the political side, but you do know that Shemisir LeBlanc is the princess of Veteran.
Okay.
Kythos, you would not. You're just like, you've spent too much time like out on the ways, you do not give a fuck about any of that. You hear Shemisir and you think that it sounds like a side dish to a lamb meal. So, as Gideon finishes talking about this abduction and these missing people, Hoover kind of like walks over to him and says, "It's alright, Gideon. We'll figure out a plan from here. And but I mean, one of these men at least offered to help us with the storm. Maybe we can start bringing in some ships. We can call for, you know, some help from Vaderon. I'm pretty sure they would be very, very happy to hear that LeBlanc he's been kidnapped, and they might be able to bring us some help."
Now,
and then Gideon, as he says this, he just like wraps his hand around his head and he says, "You think goblins are going to wait for a band of knights to come up from Vaderon and get slaughtered? They're gonna eat and gut her before anything like that happens. Oh my God, we're so screwed. Sanside's gonna get wiped off the map." You kind of
I want to lean in. I want to lean in with our group and be like, "All right, guys, this is a classic damsel in distress situation. This is our chance to have a great name for ourselves. If we save her, we get the fame, we get the fortune. This is the perfect opportunity for us."
I absolutely agree, Pyrite, but what about the storms that are hitting Sandside right now?
What about the money?
If the princess dies, there's going to be a power vacuum. It's going to be a financial crisis across the entire land. Like, the storms will be here when we get back. Also, let's make sure that these people are able to stay employed and don't lose all their money so that they have something to give you when you take away the storms. Just economics. Like,
Yeah, but we never know if we're helping somebody that can help us later down the road.
I grabbed the shiny spoon from earlier. It's like, this is the best thing they have in this place. You're not getting anything.
All right, you're right.
You notice that this shiny spoon is completely spotless.
I get overwhelmed by the brutal honesty of Pyrite's argument, and I say, you know what? You're right. We gotta shoot for bigger fish here.
So you guys finish discussing. Hoover turns around. He's kind of like clutching his chin. He's sweating a little bit more, trying to remain composed. And he looks to y'all, and he nods and says, "Well, at least y'all can start working on those storms then, sons. I wouldn't want to get you wrapped up in any of this princess kidnapping business. It's you guys look a little beaten down yourselves."
Oh, please, wrap us up.
Wrap y'all up? Are you certain? And he looks towards Roland, who's a little, he has like a kind of a hole in his shoulder, and he's kind of slumped over a little bit. His eyes still glued to the shiny spoon. And he's like, "Actually, here." And he draws up a little board, like a chalkboard, from behind the bar, and he makes a little map of Sandside. So he draws a couple buildings that represent where y'all were on the outside of town, the old pot pub, the big old pot pub, and the docks. So it kind of makes a little bit of an L shape. Y'all were at the kind of leg end of the L where the fight happened. Big old pot pub. It's kind of like at the inside crook of the L. and the docks kind of make up the westerly part of kind of the Bay Area. And then he continues on with his drawing and goes up to the peninsula of the place that you're at. So Sandside kind of sits on this bay, and up on the peninsula is like a little tip, and then it continues on to the rest of the Aeloway coastline. He motions to the tip of this peninsula and says, "This is where we think the goblin camp is. These horrid creatures have been coming up here maybe once, maybe twice a week. Sometimes they give us a little bit of days to kind of lick our wounds and drag people inside, but they're not enough for us to really get some rest. They've really been chipping away at the structures on the outside of the buildings and the people as well, as you can see. Some of us on the outskirts of town have kind of had to huddle inside and stay away from it. But it's not too long of a day's walk up there. We can rest a bit, kind of get our supplies together. I can ask around to see if anyone has anything they can spare for you to go up into this cave if y'all decide to head on that way."
What's in it for us on this?
Well,
Is there any sort of
It
bounty?
seems a little too dangerous just to go kill some goblins, no problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, does the town or any sort of authority have any
Do you have a
rewards
you have a mayor
posted?
or a sheriff or a governor, anything like that?
I'm sure that the princess will surely be able to reward you aptly if y'all rescue her from these goblins' clutches. I mean, for all intents and purposes, our town guardsman is also there. He might be able to assist you in it. And I guess while y'all are gone, depending on how far y'all get, once y'all get back, we should have a sizable reward, as much as we can scrunge around in our pockets and our seat cushions. And I'll dig out of my coffers as well. I mean, I don't have much, but we'll be able to get something together.
Can I, try to view his body language or the way he's saying that to see if he's, genuine or if he's, trying to deceive us?
Yes, roll insight.
Alright.
My name is David.
It's not a perfect 20, it's a 19 plus 1.
The dirty 20. You can tell that this dude is desperate. He has been beaten down for the past however long. You see that he has cuts on some parts of his arm, his wounds haven't even healed up from a couple days ago. The people around him are desperate, clinging to life, and these three people have cut down more goblins than he could possibly do on his own, and he is begging y'all for help. So as much authenticity that you can try and garner in begging someone, he has probably put it into what he's just said and asked of y'all.
Well, I can't speak for these two, but I ain't doing it unless there's some gold involved, so...
I assure you, we will get you gold, but it's going to take us time, sir. We are at the ends of our rope.
I need some upfront reimbursement.
I want to grab Rulon and...
a princess, that might help later on.
Yeah, I want to grab Rulon and Kythos and sort of pull them into a small huddle. I go, guys, she's a princess. There's going to be something in it for us. Look, if there's not a reward, I'm not above turning this into a ransom. I think we can do better than the goblins can.
Mm-hmm. I like where your mind's going, Pyrite.
Suddenly you're all fucking, lawful evil, or whatever. Alright.
I've been that way the whole time.
Yeah, the ransom idea has definitely kind of got me on board.
Look,
I still
we're not
want to see it.
We're just gonna hurt her. We're just gonna hold her for a little bit longer, and then we give her bites.
Well, then,
what we would have done anyway.
Called enforcing our contract.
All right, this guy's desperate though, and I want whatever we can get from him. So I need some help from you all.
Well, I'm gonna need some
maybe
potions.
Maybe he has
medicine.
weapons or potions or something in his storage closet.
Like if we look, here's the thing. If we're gonna agree to help them out with this cave, we need like whatever they can give, weapons, more gold, anything.
Food.
Yeah. Also, Rilon, you're almost dead. So.
Yeah, I'm kind of hurting. I need some stuff. I'm
not
go
much
into the
better.
cave killing goblins.
All right, Hoover. We discussed as a group, and we'll take on your goblin camp expedition and rescue your princess. But we will need some supplies and resources for our journey.
That is just what I had in mind. And he starts digging around the backside of the bar. He has a couple loaves of bread, some old cheese that's not moldy. He wraps those up in some parchment paper with a little bit of smoked meats in each one, enough for at least 3 days, more than enough to make it up to the peninsula and back. And he says, if y'all want to rest, there's a big, I guess, a collective bunk room upstairs where y'all can huddle around the fireplace and kind of collect yourselves before you head out.
I would say I probably need to do
Does
that.
this rest spot heal any low HP?
Yes. So once you go upstairs and you rest beside the fire, you will gain the benefits of a short rest.
Okay.
And you will also gain the benefits of leveling up. Congratulations, you guys! You are all level 2.
Oh shit!
Hey,
I'm gonna do
Hoover,
that.
you just got yourself a deal.
I'm gonna assume that, like, when I put myself to 11 health earlier, I'm just gonna keep that constant for considering that a short rest.
Sure.
Cool.
I mean,
Full health.
when you do a short rest, you have a hit die that you expend. So you can only expend a certain amount of hit dice to regain that much health before a long rest when you get all of your hit dice back. So, for instance, Pyrite has 1 D10 plus 3 hit dice per long rest. So whenever you take a short rest, Pyrite can roll a D10, add 3, and heal that much back to his...
Okay, so should my health be at 1 right now, and then the short rest we're about to take, then we'll do it random?
Yes,
Is that
I
what
would
you
say
mean?
level up so you can gain like a higher HP pool, and then get your hit dice back, take the short rest, and start healing.
Alright, I'm gonna do that real quick then. Manage characters.
I want to ask Gideon. I know he's still on the ground.
He's
be
like balled up.
Hey, buddy, look.
Yes.
I know it's sad. Do we have time
I'm
to sleep here before we go out,
he
or is she like gonna be eaten tonight?
It's likely that she'll be alive if you hurry on the rest.
All right, good enough for me. All right, have fun.
Good enough for me. You're you're the one that needs our help, buddy.
Wonderful, I suppose. Yes, thank you, I guess. And he hurries off, and he goes back to, like, falling up in the corner.
Do we need to level up on the spreadsheet manually?
No, you should be able to manage your levels and add 1 more level to whatever.
4 healing. Oh my god, dude. I've got some mortal fucking wounds. I leveled up and I only have 5 health out of 19. My healing.
Well, I mean, what are you guys planning on doing? Are you going to do a short rest or a long rest? Like, a long rest would mean, like, 9 hours. A short rest is, like, 15 to, like, 30 minutes.
Oh, then yeah, probably a long rest, TBH. I need it.
Okay.
Yeah, is the perhaps this is metagaming in what I asked, but like, is when we ask Gideon, is it like that we can only take a short rest and then make it up there, or is it like, does he expect that the goblins will keep the people alive for long enough for us to sleep for the night?
He said that it is likely they'll be alive if you hurry up. But
I think short rest.
Alright, well, 5 health and a dream. Let's get it, boys.
Alright. Let me do my stuff. So, manage character and levels. So, then go to level 2. Alright. And then, alright, then let me go back to... Wait. Okay.
Did you do like manage HP at all, or you just did level 2?
I just did level 2, so yeah, it looks like I'm now at level 2, and then I just hit the thing for short rest.
Yes.
Okay, and with this second wind thing, where it's like in a short rest, I could do something to regain 1d10 plus 2 HP.
Plus 3.
Okay.
Oh, wait,
So
you said your second wind?
hold up, let me. Okay, I'll just do the take short rest.
Okay, I think I just did my short rest.
Hold up. I clicked short rest. It didn't seem like it.
You have to get it to where the dice actually roll for the healing granted. I'm pretty sure is what you also have to do. So like double click like whatever the like 1 plus like the
I
think
see.
it's a D8. That's how I managed to roll a 5. So.
Oh, mine didn't like have a dice roll.
You'll
Do you
see
actually
that.
have dice on your screen after clicking?
Yeah, so you'll click short rest, then it's not take a short rest, you click one of like the open squares. I just did a 1d8 plus minus plus 3, and then you click that option, because when you highlight over it, it'll change its color. Then you click that, and then boom. Then your healing's done, and I'd consider that the short rest.
Okay, I think I did that.
Okay, yeah, my health went up. I got what would have been 10, so now I'm at full health.
I'm also at full health.
I am at 5 out of 19 health, so...
Alright. So we're gonna have to...
Stealth kill.
Let's see. Are you able to heal any more with magic, Kythos?
Let me see.
How many spell slots do you have?
Under spells, I have
No, how
Cantrips?
many spell slots do you have?
what's a spell slot?
It's how many times you can cast a spell before a long rest. So currently you have 2 first level spell slots and a lot more cantrips.
Mm-hmm.
So cantrips are ones that don't use any spell slot. You can kind of cast them for free. But spell slots that require, or spell levels, or excuse me, spells that require a spell slot, you only have a certain amount of those before you need to take a long rest and regain those back.
Yeah, it looks like I have 2 spell slots.
Okay. And I don't think you regained them on a short rest.
But could I still use Healing Ward on...
Let's hold off and see if, when we're given materials and stuff, if we're given any medicine or potions.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good call.
So I mean, just let me know when you all are kind of like gonna go ahead and set on out.
Alright. I, real world, have to stop in the restroom, so I'll be right back.
Okay. I'm gonna use that bathroom too.
I do not. I'm gonna sit right here. Maybe I will.
How are you doing over there?
5 health or IRL?
Both?
Yeah, 5 health. I hitting a wall, honestly. I'm getting stupid sleepy. I think I've been like on a weird not staying up late schedule, and I think just the fact that I did like, honestly, I feel stupid because the last 3 days I could have been writing, but I've been like in a weird depressive slump, kind of, not really. And like I got caught up in doing script writing. I got caught up in doing like a bunch of social events with Shelby's family, and just unmotivated to write because I was like in between. Like every time it's with my mental state, it's hard to be like, let's sit in front of the computer for 5 to 8 hours.
Hey, that's always healthy. Blue light is actually better for your mental health than natural sunlight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, probably, but I definitely need to get outside and doing stuff. But, like, I managed to kind of just condensingly write down the last section, right? Forget what all the... Actually, no, I don't forget. I remember what all the titles are called, but it is... In what order? God, I don't even remember. Actually, let me look it up. I have to open up the actual document real quick. But the story is Solitude, Awakening, Isolation, Stronghold, Monsters, The Living Body, and then Substratum. And today I finished the Monsters section. Now I've got the Living Bodies and the Substratum left to write, and then after that I'm done with the first draft, which is exciting. Coming to a close. Hopefully in a month, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm hitting the wall. Like, I don't know why. I think it's just like my sleep schedule's been fucked. Like, my body just...
Maybe it's your natural empath tendencies, and you're like, you're empathically connecting with Milan, and him getting down is like, kind of like saving your psyche.
I don't know. I mean, I've been so, like, in my own head for, like, weeks now. Unrelated. Well, related to stuff I can rant about another day. But, like, my body just prevents me from getting, like, more than 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Like, it sucks. Like, I'll stay up to, like, 2 or 3 a.m. and I'll be up at 9. Like, immediately awake. But I'll lay in bed for an hour or two. But, yeah. Like, just eepy.
I've got to get up somewhat early and go to Grandpa's Cheese Barn. And then I gotta stay up late and go to watch Lord of the Rings Extended Edition, baby!
That sounds fun.
Oh, is that in theaters?
No, I'm just gonna be streaming it off of HBO Max.
Oh,
HBO
have fun. Have you ever seen it?
Lord of the Rings? Yeah, it's been years and years.
Okay.
But
Very good.
I've only ever seen it once.
Same, actually. I think I watched it on the original Netflix, so like getting mailed DVDs.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But anyways, all right, guys, we'll kind of like fast track this next part, and once people start getting really sleepy, we'll like just start making plans for the next session and go on from there, and we'll talk about like things we liked from this one and we didn't like, and we'll go on from there. But all right, so
Sounds
y'all
good.
do a quick little siesta upstairs. You have some of the soup. It tastes quite enjoyable. Like, it doesn't taste really like any one kind of soup. It tastes like the kind of soup that you make when you're a little, like maybe a little drunk and you kind of want to make something that you have like kind of on hand. So like there's beans in there, there's some corn, tomato, broth, chopped up potatoes, just a little goulash jamun, as I would call it. But so you have some bowls of that. You're feeling fine and frisky. Roland maybe a little bit less so. But
Not dying.
yeah, you make your way down the stairs, and as you guys start leaving towards the door, Hoover kind of like stands up, and he kind of, you hear like the wood creak under his weight, and he says, "I can't let y'all go out like this." And he kind of like, his heavy footsteps follow you to the door, and you see like a glint of his great axe on his side, and you see it in the firelight. It looks a little bit better than you would imagine, like just some dude in a bar would have. Like, this is a pretty like good looking battle axe, and he says, "I might not be able to do much, but growing up, I did know how to deal with a couple critters when they got a little uppity. Now, if we're gonna go chopping down these critters and saving the town in our own little ways, I just can't let y'all do it alone. And you see he affixes a little bandolier along his chest on top of his apron that has 2 glass vials of red liquid swirling in it, and he kind of like rubs a little bit of like the grease onto his blade and like along the edge, just so it like shines a little bit in the firelight. Says, "Well, I guess we can make our ways over to the peninsula. If y'all's all ready for it."
Ready as I'll ever be. 5 health.
What's in those vials?
Oh, this is something that the apothecary used to make before he, before his throat was ripped open by one of those goblins about a couple weeks ago. I've been holding on to these for grievous wounds of some of the people, and this is all I have left.
Sounds like a humble apothecary.
Sounds like I'm at 5 health. Upfront payment. Gimme.
He kind of like
Please.
looks at you, Roland. He says, "I mean, I helped you once already. I suppose I'll do it once more. No shame in helping out the little guy." He pops the cork, and you will receive. Let me look up what like a minor potion. I think
sick.
it's like. I think since like you're using it outside of battle, I'll just go ahead and have you take the full HP. I think it's 2d4, so that'd be 8 plus 2, so you get 10 HP back.
Oh, sick. Okay, that is actually extremely helpful.
And he's
I'm
down
now 15 out of 19.
He's down to 1 more.
Perfect. Honestly, it was really useful. Thank you. Appreciate it. I thought I'd have to actually convince him. So, thank you. I'll consider that payment enough, I imagine. How that cave adventure will go, rescuing the princess from one of Bowser's many Koopa hotels.
Alright.
Just in another cave.
Alright, Joe. So, now fully kind of like up on your feet, you're feeling a little bit more pep in your step. You guys walk towards the head of the peninsula, with Hoover kind of like leading the way. He knows the area a little bit more. He knows the little pathways. Along the road, you see like signs that, you know, some carts have been crashed here and there. Some boxes have been ripped open. Deer kind of scattered into the woods. Here, let me pull up some more music. That's good enough. And you guys kind of see like it's along the coastline, but it's a mix of kind of like big grassy rolling plains leading up to forests along your right hand side as you walk up to the north. To the left, you see long grass hillsides kind of swaying in the breeze, and the waves lapping up onto the rocks below. To the right of you is forests with deer, hares, and other creatures that you see floating about every now and then and going in and out of the bushes. As y'all get more and more outside of town, it takes you about an hour or two to kind of reach this cave. You've been kind of hot-footing it up there, kind of a light jog, so it's probably more of like a half a day's walk. But with y'all kind of like going at a pretty fast pace, you're able to make it there in like due time enough. So as y'all approach this cave, let me pull up my notes for this place. Alright. So you guys will go up. You'll see this cave is a typical seaside cave. It's kind of nestled in the rocks. with a little bit of water going into the mouth of the cave. You see that it kind of extends out into this beach. The beach runs up along to the inside of the cave with rocks up to the left side where the water is kind of seeping in. And with every wave that comes into the inside of this kind of cove, it splashes onto the rocks and makes a dark echo into the dark recesses of this space. As y'all approach, go ahead and roll me a perception check. And I'll have whoever roll one as well. He doesn't have great perception. What, who said 20?
Is that 21?
21? Alright.
I got 2.
9.
Alright, so Pyrite
Can't see shit.
Pyrite's like picking his nose, and like his nose is pretty like it's shapely, but like he's just like he's way down in there. It's like his fist is covering his eyes. Kaitos, what'd you get?
9.
Alright, so Kaitos is also not paying too close of attention. He's kind of taking in the sights. He's looking towards the sea, just thinking about what it would be like if he was on a boat and not tracking down Princess in a dark cave. But Roland, having been taken advantage of by these goblins, sees that just on the inside of this cave are 2 goblin lookouts. They're not really hidden that well, just kind of like standing at the front of this cave, like just like holding their spears kind of as like walking sticks. It really just like heavily supporting themselves on it and looking out onto the beach.
Alright.
Hoover also sees these 2 goblins and kind of motions for y'all to like kind of crouch down as he looks over this this edge of the beach. So I mean, I'll kind of describe it a little bit more. It's like y'all are on this like side of this hill that goes down, it slopes into this beach, and this beach feeds into this cove, which goes into the cave.
I want to pitch to the team that we should try stealth killing them. And by we, I mean me. Because I'm the rogue character.
I mean...
I don't say that part out loud.
So, Hoover, like, he nods in agreement. I'm not one for, sneaking in, but you do look like no offense, but you do look like a shifty, shady type, given the dark clothings and the hood, and kind of like how you were looking at my spoon back in the bar. I don't think I didn't see it. I saw you eyeballing my spoon. It is a very nice spoon. And he takes it out and he looks at it. I keep it on.
Is he flirting? Is he flirting with it? I'm gonna like grab his spoon, but not to like take. Be like, put that away. The light can reflect and catch their attention.
He shines it in your eyes. Look how stout.
You want to rescue the princess or not?
He puts it back. Sorry, just a little joke I play sometimes. Back in the swamp, this one was a killer.
We're not in the swamp. We're trying to rescue a princess right now.
There's always a good time for a good spoon joke.
All right. Well, now's not a good time.
But
I want to start.
As you sneak up, I'll be ready, and I'm pretty sure our 2 compatriots here will also be on the get up to attack these 2 hooligans in case something goes topsy turvy. Y'all in agreement? He looks to you, Kaitos, and you Pyrite.
I'm in agreement. Yeah.
Sure, you can take out the lackeys, but I want to make sure that I'm there for the princess.
Pyrite is like practicing his kissy face.
We got a real ladies' man over here, huh?
He's like, this is going to be perfect for my upwards mobility. Alright, so Roland, go ahead and roll a stealth check. Not with disadvantage, even though you're kind of like in plain sight, but describe how you kind of want to approach this. And I'll describe how it happens depending on your stealth check.
Stealthily.
Okay.
Let's find out how stealthily it'll be. Like, I, having only been stabilized by a healing potion, am sleepy. I'm tired from the boat thing. I hate that we 5 minutes off the fucking boat got
Time to work. Time to get to work.
a bunch of blue goblins, and now suddenly I'm being roped into this blue goblin expedition for a princess I don't give a shit about, for a reward that might not even come. So I'm pissed off, but in a way that, like,
why you gotta make a big deal about blue skin?
Kaitos is mad immediately.
Anyways, point aside, like, I'm wanting to get in and get out and get the job done quickly, so I'm, like, putting as much effort into being stealthy as possible.
Right.
Not like it's the most important job of my life, but, like, I want to stab their throats out silently.
Stealth it up. Let's see what you do.
And rolls in that one. Dirty 20. It's a 14 plus 6.
Alright, so these goblins, they're not actively looking for y'all. Their passive perception is probably going to be shitty. Let's see.
They're on their union mandated 15-minute break.
Yeah, they're both drinking coffee. They're smoking a little bit, so they're like it's a little hazy. Roland, as you sneak up, one of them is discussing if they can start group. If they can, like, group haggle for a little bit longer of a break, or maybe like a fraternity leave, longer fraternity leave. The other one like chips in. It's like, yeah, maybe 5 weeks isn't enough. I want to bond my child, like, properly. I want to see him say his first words, and I don't want to be at work for that.
I'm terminally online. I heard you say the word group, and it just reminded me of a community where, like, anytime the word just group gets said like that, it immediately implies group masturbation. That's where you were going with that.
That's actually what their fraternity leave is.
Group is starting. Goblin group.
Let's see. I
don't give a shit. I'm about to permanently mandate their break time. So.
Yeah, their passive perception is not great. So you're able to successfully sneak up on them. So you kind of, like, sidle up. You get in right up behind them as one of them takes a large drag from their cigarette and blows into the other one's face as a joke. Go ahead and roll to hit if that's what you're planning on doing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's absolutely what I'm planning on doing. Do I get any,
like,
like, stealth
advantage? Yeah, because you are attacking from.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So first roll, first dagger, 14. The other advantage roll is a 16.
Alright, so both of them would hit. Roll damage on both of them, and add your sneak attack damage to one of them.
Okay, I gotta remember how to do this in a certain order. So we'll roll damage for the first dagger, which is a 5.
Okay.
How do I add sneak attack damage?
I think what is your sneak attack dice? I think it's a +4?
I don't remember, to be honest.
Let's see. Features.
Somewhere in here. Sneak attack is 1d6.
1d6.
So then just.
Add
Okay,
D6,
so.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I found it from scrolling. Oh, and it's a 6. Alright, damn, not bad. Alright, and then. Would I know, is this meta? Like, if, like, I know the first dagger's doing 11 damage, like,
well, remember,
would I
I'm
then.
still doing cleave, so just do your total amount of damage.
Okay, alright, gotcha. That works. And then we'll roll second dagger, and then just base value, whatever it's at now,
Yes.
correct? Okay, so that was a 5 plus 6 plus 5, I think.
So, Roland, describe how you quickly and efficiently dispatch both of these goblins as they take their union-mandated smoke break.
Quite literally, like, hand to mouth, neck, like, slice, immediately go to the next one, same thing. Just quick motions, quiet enough and fast enough to where they both don't even know what was happening. Like, they didn't even realize. They thought I was a goblin coworker.
So you guys hear from over the hill. You were kind of staying ducked behind, so you didn't, like, let away your location. You hear, so due date is tomorrow. What are you gonna send your payment in the mail or? I was actually thinking about doing an auto payment. And two bodies, like, quickly onto the ground.
Instant death?
Instant death. You hear their death gurgles, like. And
Alright.
the cave seems clear.
Alright.
And Roland, since you're kind of closer to these bodies and you're not dead this time, you kind of see that these goblins, other than, like, having high-vis vests on and safety shoes and proper working gloves on and hard hats. They also have kind of like gill-like fixtures on their necks. Their ears, instead of being fleshy, are more like fin-like. Their teeth are sharp, but they have like tiny little bits on them. And their arms have like crustacean-like shells kind of going up their forearms. So they're a little bit more aquatic than some of the other goblins.
Mergoblin. A mergoblin, as they say. Totally didn't just Google that.
So, yeah. So they drop immediately. You guys, along with Hoover, make your way into the cave.
Wait. Hold up. Would that have been a consideration for my previous turns, like if I were to loot the bodies, or do I only just notice like the gill stuff? They don't have anything important on them?
Yeah, that was a simple, just like passive perception check.
So I was going to say, I wanted to loot their bodies, see if there's anything valuable before we advance, before I met back up with the group. I meant to say that earlier, I was just kind of just waiting.
Go ahead and give them a little search.
Okay. Roll for anything, or just search in general?
Just give a investigation check.
Okay. Solid D20. Here we go. Middle ground 10.
You find, like, maybe a rusty dagger.
Okay. Noted. And these bodies are on top of the tower, right? Like this little watchtower sort of thing,
No,
or just
they're,
wherever
like,
in the
just
cave?
Inside the cave. So
Okay.
they were like kind of leaned up against the wall on the inside of the cave with like a little like ramshackle fire right next to it.
Okay.
Like you could tell that like if they were on high alert, they would have been like maybe hidden away a little bit more, or like at the ready with like bows. But their bows are to their side. They were just using the spears kind of as support as their shit, like just shooting the shit. Like they've already completed their raid, they've made their way back, and they're just sitting there.
If it's not too much effort, I want to move the bodies just hidden out of sight a bit as well before I advance.
All right,
That's
so
backtrack off my effort.
Hoover will go ahead and join in. He'll easily take one of the bodies, and he'll roll them up the hill, like over the side, and down into like kind of like the side of the road, but like in a little ditch, in a little divot.
Okay, perfect.
So as y'all go into the cave, Hoover has dark vision. Who else has dark vision?
I might.
Pretty sure I have dark vision up to 60 feet.
I do. I know I do.